Ladies and gentlemen, fight fans from around the world, welcome to the podcast that brings you close to the action. The biggest stories in MMA, the hardest punches in boxing, and anything wild that happens in 4 or 8-sided ring. From knockouts to controversies and everything in between, we're talking about it. Broadcasting live every Thursday night at 10:30. My name is Brian, and I'll be tonight's referee and tonight's corners. And we still haven't picked our names. You guys haven't still come up with names yet. But in the corners, we have Steve. I'm coming for you. And we got Pat in the other corner.
Pat la bat.
Pat la bat. I like that one. Now let's get ready to check in ringside. All right. With tonight's topics, what do we got tonight? There we go. And so we're in a hiatus for a week, right? Pat couldn't come last week, so we're just gonna carry on and hope we didn't miss too much. Did we miss anything important?
No. What really happened was this past weekend there was a UFC in UFC Perth in Australia.
Yeah, when I was getting for all our topics, the report there, it was all Perth, UFC Perth. Where the fuck's Perth?
It's Australia. I think it's in the middle of us. Is it in the middle or it's an extremity? It's completely opposite of where like Sydney and apparently it's
more north.
But opposite completely of everything else, right?
Okay. We're two guys that don't know nothing about Australia.
I don't know, man. It's the other side of the world.
It's in the north. It's in the south.
It's in Australia.
It's actually
on the
on the west.
Okay,
the west,
and it's on
side.
its own because everything else is on the other side.
Not next to Melbourne or
Sydney.
Sydney, yeah, it's complete opposite west.
Complete opposite. And Australia is a very big country.
It is pretty massive. Yeah.
There's not much going in the middle there.
Yeah, man. So I woke up Saturday morning and I get a notification on my phone which gives me, okay, UFC's fighting 6 o'clock in the morning. Okay, get ready for the prelims. Like, completely forgot. So these are the things about Australia. Is that when there's UFC in Australia, you got to know it. 8 o'clock was the main card. The main card was starting.
So that's like at 1 in the afternoon. What is that?
No, Australia's got to be 12, 13 hour. They're complete. Like if it's noon, it's got to be midnight there.
Right.
I was in Bali and it was 12 hours, 11 or 12 hours. Got to be something. But no, you guys didn't miss much. Well, it was interesting because there was a lot of. So it happened in Perth, and there was a few. Actually, quite a few matches had a lot of Australian fighters on the card, and a lot of guys took a lot of hits, including our boy Pai Tuivasa. Want to start your intro on this guy?
Let's go with the first topic.
Yeah.
All right. So our first topic is: if Tai Tuivasa loses one more time, does the UFC keep him for entertainment value, or is it time to cut ties? Tai Tuivasa's skid just got ugly this past weekend, and now he's flirting with the wrong kind of history. We've seen the UFC stick with guys who've captured hearts and built fan bases, but there is a breaking point. So, tell me about Tai Tuivasa.
So I used to love Tai. Tai was a fun guy to watch. He had the shoey, the whole thing of when he would win, he would grab a fan's shoe, put a beer in it, and he would drink. I get it, but you quickly realize that when you're watching his fights, this guy is not in shape to be an MMA fighter. He's just not in shape. He doesn't have the gas. He can't wrestle. He has zero wrestling technique. So it's like
what weight class is this?
Heavyweight.
Heavyweight?
This is heavyweight class. Last time he won, 2022 versus Derek Lewis. And you got to think of so he came off a 6-fight losing streak. They threw a guy, Louis Armstrong, at him. He was called up like 2-3 weeks before the fight. This was like a last minute, just called up, and so he was given an easy one. People were expecting, okay, here's Ty's chance to like kind of break his skid, and he lost 30-26. Now it's a weird score to 30-26 because normally it's a 30-27 if you're going to win unanimously. The extra point was deducted because he also gave him a knee to the face. So Ty just completely lost that fight, completely was dominated, showed no physique whatsoever, no physical endurance. And it's not the first time that we see this guy just gassing out. Like, he's not even in a conversation to be a champion, let alone an MMA fighter. It's like you can't hold up in the ring. I don't know what's going on with this guy, and it's kind of sad to see. It's because he's a fun guy to watch, and if he gets one more loss, he's gonna be tied for number one, Tony Ferguson's 0-8. It's
number one, like worst career,
worst
like
record. Yeah, if you look in the assets, you'll see. It gives you an idea of the list. I showed you who are like the top 5 or 6 people.
That's right. So
that's it, the one next to that one. Yeah, exactly.
This?
7 fight skid, the one next to it. No, not down. The one right next to it. Yeah, the right to the left. No, it says 7 fight skid on the top.
Okay.
Right there. Yeah. Okay. So if you see it, he's tied at 7 right now with BJ Penn, second overall. He goes one more, he's going to be tied.
So this is the longest losing streak? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, longest losing streak. These guys have taken 8 losses. Imagine Tony's taken 8 losses in a row. He doesn't fight in the UFC anymore. He's old. He's beat up. I think he went over at UFC. Which is pretty interesting. If you get out of this picture on the first row, you're going to see the second picture on the first row. Sarukian, yeah, right there, exactly. He's going to be at RAF 10. Tony Ferguson fighting against Arman Sarukian, our famous boy who pushed the guy off the stage. He's always in the media. He's always trying to hype up.
He was the guy that the other guy was bashing the.
Yeah, exactly. And I thought it was interesting because like we've been doing this podcast for a while now, and I find RAF has been coming into the conversation a lot more.
What is it? It's a competitor of UFC? Is that what it is?
No, it's not a competitor. It's a wrestling association.
Oh, it's wrestling. It's wrestling. Okay, got it.
This is the bypass that we talked about, that UFC fighters are allowed to fight and still hold a contract because they're not doing MMA. They're just wrestling. It's like going to a judo competition or a taekwondo competition. You're just doing wrestling. It has nothing to do with it. Okay, so
they only have issues if you're doing MMA fights. Right,
exactly.
But if it's just one type of fighting, they're okay. Yeah.
So it's kind of like the side quest for a lot of these guys. Where in Tony's case, he's finished in the UFC, which it's fine. I mean, he's a good wrestler. We'll see how he does in RAF. But
I was surprised. I heard PJ Penn. I thought he was like a pretty big fighter. He's not.
He used to be. He was back in like the GSP days. BJ Penn. He was big and
he used to be a good fighter, no?
Very good fighter.
But I'm surprised to see him on the longest losing streak.
Right, and a lot of these guys at the end of their careers, they tough and they tough and they tough, and they go for that money. Nowadays, I don't think you're going to see a young fighter like a Sean O'Malley risk getting to 0-8. These guys are going to be like, fuck this. If I'm already at 0-4, I've either got it in me or I'm not. I'm going to go make money elsewhere. I'm not going to take headshots any more than I have to. BJ Penn, you look at him today and the guy looks damaged. Tony Ferguson looks really damaged. I would say BJ Penn is probably one of the worst out there. It's just, man, you can't take that many headshots, many losses. Tony took a lot of beatings. He's a warrior, though, Tony. Tony's a guy who's just his chin, tough chin. Yeah, it's kind of... a sad finish for this guy.
What's the story with so what do you think? It's he's done? So with Essa, or are you still like what you're saying, that sometimes UFC have this like not nostalgic, but I guess they keep these guys around because there's still a fan base and stuff like that.
It's for the entertainment value. I mean, UFC liked this guy because he was doing shoeies on the end of the cage. They're like, man, win or lose, this guy puts people in their seats just for him. I was watching fight. If I knew Tuivasa was on TV, I would watch it just because of that. Just because it's Ty. He comes in with a joyful look. He always has a good demeanor, a good vibe going into a fight, but that's not enough. MMA it's really about, putting your hands up and throwing it, and he just doesn't have the gas. He can take a hit, but zero cardio. Just look at his shape, and he looks gassed. He looks gassed all the time. Can't do it
doesn't look like he's. But is he a decent fighter, or he was just a fun guy to watch? Like, or he just had a good.
I think
he
was
character.
more of a fun guy to watch. He has some good wins. Derek Lewis was a serious monster, and he took him down. But I mean, this was 7 fights ago, 8 fights ago. We're talking.
Yeah, this is heavyweight, so
Yeah.
like now you see the heavyweight guys, they look pretty good nowadays.
And heavyweights, Alex Pereira. You're going to compare Alex Pereira to Tai Tuivasa, John Jones to Tai Tuivasa, Cyril Gane, who is not even that amazing, is still a much better physique type of fighter than Tuivasa. I mean, Hokit, Tom Aspinall. These are all guys. Tom Aspinall's in serious physique. I mean, who knows where we'd be talking about right now if he wouldn't have got his eye poked. But I mean, to close this up, like to answer your question, what do you think the UFC should do with him? I think he shouldn't take a beating any longer. There's no purpose. He was given a freebie. He couldn't even. He didn't even like win a round. He couldn't hold a fight. He's gassed out again. It's 3-4 fights. People are just seeing this guy with no cardio. He can't last the 3 rounds. And I mean, you should at least last 3 rounds, let alone 5 rounds. What are you gonna do when you want to become a champion? You can't. You're gonna have to defend your title at 5 rounds. You can't do that. So I think simple solution. They should send him to BKFC. Bare knuckle fighting.
Mm-hmm.
The guy's got a chin and he's got a swing. Doesn't have to worry about wrestling and takedowns and cardio. Man,
is that under the UFC umbrella?
No.
Bare knuckle fight? No, it's another league.
Yeah, bare knuckle. So I mean, I don't want to see him do it because I don't like when people go there to bare knuckle. But if he has to continue making money, I think that's a better fit for him, a better strategy for him, because that's what he does. He stands and strikes. He's that type of heavyweight. He doesn't wrestle. He doesn't do taekwondo. He doesn't do anything. He's just.
And bare knuckle fighting is just literally it's just boxing. No gloves.
No gloves.
There's no to the floor.
No.
And this is legal? They allow this? No protection, no nothing, just bare knuckle. Wow.
No. It's like it's a guarantee. It's going to be a bloodbath every fight. Like, how can you watch fists just hit each other and not cut open?
And is this like a league or whatever, an association that's like it's all like retired fighters, or like there's
I would say retired fighters. Like a lot of names that you've seen is like Mike Perry. He used to be in the UFC. These guys have gone there, and Mike Perry's become a champion there. He's become a big name. It's guys that need balls. You gotta have balls to like go there and throw down with no gloves. It takes another breed of a person.
These faces must look fucked. These faces must look.
UFC fighters say it like they don't even have the courage to see like what these guys do in BKFC. It's nah. So I mean that's my take on that. I think Ty should put the gloves up just for UFC and because I mean
you think it's his choice, or you think he's a guy that still wants to fight and it's UFC's decision to like, okay,
honestly,
if we're done
I don't know what kind of fucking contract this guy signed. It's crazy that he hasn't been cut yet. Mm-hmm. Fighters get cut all the time after you see them, 2-3 fight streaks that they lose. They're not showing. They're not putting people in the seats. How has he not been cut yet? Is it because of his entertainment value? Well, if that's the case, soon enough, it's not gonna be working well for him.
Right. We move on. All right. Nutella cake. Does Carlos Prates, did I say that right? Mm-hmm. Does Carlos Prates actually deserve a shot at Islam Makhachev, or is this hype moving way too fast? Carlos Nutella cake Prates just made serious noise with a big win. This was at Perth?
Yeah, exactly.
And a big win at Perth suddenly.
He beat Jack Della Maddalena at Perth. Okay. And the reason for Nutella cake is because he says, he basically, leading up into the fight week, he says that in his fight week, he likes to eat a lot of Nutella cake and he smokes cigarettes. He's one of these guys. I didn't see him smoking a cigarette. He says he does it. Is it one of these psychological things that you're like, I'm this unhealthy guy and I do this? Some people are saying it, but regardless. So he got this little name called out on him, and it's Islam Makhachev that literally called him out and called him, congratulations on your win, Nutella cake. Basically, my eyes are on you. Because, deservingly so, his name is up there now. He's up there. Is he worthy to for a title shot?
Yeah, that's what it says. Suddenly people are whispering contender status. But one dominant performance doesn't always equal title shot on the welterweight. Do you agree or disagree?
Let's talk about who's up there in the title shot right now. So Islam Makhachev is your champion, and you have Ian Machado Gary, who is top contender, absolutely, with a guy named Michael Morales. So nothing is confirmed. So it's either going to be Ian Machado or Michael Morales that should face Makhachev. Another point that we should talk about is that Protas has won many fights, but his last loss was to Ian Gary. So there's been a lot of talk that Protas has just been like, I just want my rematch. Whether it's for the title or not, he wants Ian Gary. Now, Ian Gary wants Makhachev for the title. But Michael Morales is like, you don't deserve it, I deserve it. So there's a lot of like, will Michael get the shot for the title and leave Ian with Carlos? If that's the case, it's not good for the title shot because there's a lot of talk saying that Michael Morales doesn't put seats in. So to put him against the champion for a title fight, that's going to be a co-title fight. So it's not even a main event. So to see Islam Makhachev on a co-title fight, not the main fight, it's not that good. It's not a good sign. I don't think Islam wants to be in that situation. Whereas if Islam was fighting Ian, it would be a main title fight because Ian puts in people in those seats, and people are going to show up just for that as a main card. Exactly. Ian's got it. Like, I mean, he's got a lot of talk around him. There's a lot of like out of the ring, in the ring. A lot of people like to get into his head because they call him a cuck. His girlfriend sleeps with other men. Ooh. He seems to be okay with it. And
what's her number?
So, but I mean, do people do it because it's fight weeks and you want to get into a fighter's head and etc.? But Ian seems to be completely fake. Like, just doesn't give a shit. Okay. And he's putting in the numbers. So I would love to see Ian get a rematch versus Carlos. But he already won. He doesn't need to get a rematch. He's like, I'm give me the title. Why am I fighting this guy? So I'm going to say the fight is really Islam versus Ian Gary. Let's see what happens there. Winner.
There's no talk of when Islam is going to fight.
Well, I think they were trying to push it for the August 30th fight, which is because every month they're kind of getting booked and they have headliners, and there's the August one that's kind of missing a few headliners, so it'd probably fit in with the timing too, because we just had a fight in May. Protas can't fight in June, July, so if something happens and there's a build-up between now, maybe Protas could fight in August versus Ian, or vice versa versus Islam. We'll see how that goes. But
has Makhachev has he had to defend his title yet? Has he defended his title yet?
He beat his last fight. Well, his last 3 fights, he beat Jack Maddalena. His last fight was Jack. He took the title from Jack.
So he hasn't. So he hasn't defended it yet.
Jack won the title in Montreal. I went to that fight when he beat Bilal, and since then, Jack defended it once and lost it straight to Islam. So now Jack has two streaks, and it's actually scary. So this welterweight title, if you want to go into my assets, that first picture that you wanted to
watch what you say. If you want to get into my ass,
if you want to get my ass,
make sure you pronounce that T at the end.
Assets, the dark one, the black at the left. That one. Okay, so look at these numbers. These are guys that used to be welterweight champions, and when they lose their belt, they go on losing streaks. I thought that was pretty interesting. And this is only in the welterweights that are... So Jack lost against Islam. He lost that title. He lost the following title. Bilal, same thing, was champion. He went on a 2-fight losing streak, hasn't won since. Leon Edwards hasn't won since. Kamaru, man, he was a champ. Everyone thought Kamaru Usman would be holding the title for 2-3 years. He hasn't recovered from that loss. Tyron Woodley went down, never came back from the UFC. Once he hit that 4-fight, so that's a good example of how we were talking about guys don't stay that long. Tyron Woodley left. He was like, I'm staying for this. He left, and he decided to get paid by Jake Paul when he got that knockdown. I don't know if you guys remember, Jake Paul fought this guy, Tyron Woodley, and he face first, just face planted, and it was against Tyron. Steve Lawler, another guy, retired, just basically didn't want to take it. Jim Hendricks, same thing. Jimi Hendrix, Tom Hendricks. Jimi Hendrix.
Tom Hendricks was pretty good too.
I know Jimmy. But so I don't know. I thought that was pretty interesting of how the welterweight title. It's kind of a jinx if you have it and you lose it.
That's what it looks like. Yeah,
Yeah, it's and this goes
that
back.
affects you mentally, and
And these are all one after the other. So it's crazy how like Leon Edwards beat Usman, Bilal Muhammad beat Leon Edwards, JDM beat Bilal in Montreal, and now JDM got beat. You understand, by Islam. Are we going to see Islam with a 2-fight losing streak after? Is he going to lose against Ian, and then Islam's going to try to? You know what I mean?
But history tells us,
this is crazy. It's a
he's destined for a losing streak.
I thought it was pretty cool. I thought it was worth bringing up and keep an eye on.
Just want to say a shout out to official Hoodzilla Exhiber.
Oi!
Says hi. What's up, official Hoodzilla? All right, so that's it. So
Ooh.
you don't think Carlos Prates is going to get the next title shot? It is the other guy, right?
I think it's so nothing is concrete, because for Carlo Prates to get the title shot, you'd have to have a reason why Ian doesn't get it. Which
so you're more towards Ian Machado, Gary?
Yeah, exactly. I think
Gary.
Ian does deserve his title shot versus Islam for now. But what I'm saying is that maybe let Ian and Islam fight it out and then give the title shot to Carlos.
And going back to Carlos, do you think he deserves, maybe not yet, but you think he's ready? He's a
for
champion?
the title? Absolutely. The way he fought Jack Della Maddalena, who was a champion once, he outboxed him. Jack, it's tough though, because I feel for Jack. Jack is one of these. He's so disciplined in keeping his hands stuck to his face, to his temple with the blocks, and what that does is it exposes the front, the lower, and he must have eaten 20 knees in that fight. The knees are it hurts when you get close and you just I don't understand how a guy doesn't go down after one knee to the face. I never got that, and I'm like, man, to get 5 or 6, your jaw's busted. How are you continuing? And so Jack just got kneed repeatedly, never learned his lesson, never put his guard down, because it's that instinct in that you're bred as a fighter, that you just keep your hands up no matter what. There's someone you can't put your hands down. That's crazy. It's crazy to see a guy like that, and he's getting the knees, and he goes and puts his hands up again, and Carlos is like, all right, bam, let's go into the chin again, or right into his chest, the sternum. You got a knee to the sternum. You have to drop your hands, and then instead of getting a hook to the face, knee to the jaw. Carlos was just up kicking those knees all fight. So he tore him apart. He literally tore Jack apart. I've never seen Jack so deflated in a match. It was sad to see. I'm not a big JDM fan, but I gotta give respect, because this guy used to be a good fighter, and it wasn't that long ago. I mean, just 2 fights ago, he beat Bilal, and he was fair and square. I was there. He was a stronger man in the ring, and he beat a champion. He was the champion. We'll see where this goes. I don't know.
So you're seeing more Carlos fight? Would you say?
I think Carlos
Morales?
is going to fight. No, I think Carlos. So Michael Morales and Ian are in the talk for the championship fight versus Islam. Michael's trying to put himself in the picture and being like, no, I am, because he's 19-0. This guy, a lot of his record comes from outside the MMA, but still given, he's 19-0, pro career. You got to give it to them. Ian's 17-1. They both hold 2 very good careers. Carlos, he comes off a 7 knockout. So his last 7 wins were 7 straight knockouts. He's a badass.
Who did Islam lose to? Who did Islam?
Nah. I don't think that's. I don't know. I don't think that's UFC. That's not UFC.
Got it. Okay.
Yeah.
All right, if you're digging the conversation, guys, don't forget to subscribe and drop a like. Hit us up in the comments. We're live every Thursday at 10:30 p.m. All right, so let's move on to...
I want to say one last thing. One
sorry,
last
Pat, sorry.
interesting point about it, and I want to really mention this. Not only does he deserve the shot, like Islam beat Jack Della Maddalena for the title, it was by decision 5 rounds. Carlos beat him by knockout in the 3rd round. So he took him down. He ended Jack Della Maddalena. So for Jack to get dominated like that, that actually tells me he's got a shot at the champ. Yeah. Like maybe he is worthy of facing Islam for that. So my answer definitely, it's a hard yes. Now, who does he face? Regardless, but he deserves a title shot. So if you want to give Ian and Islam a chance, that's fine. Stay on the sidelines, train up, but come in strong.
So
it's
you're
going to be interesting.
saying there's more of a chance of Islam fighting Ian, and then the winner of that fights Carlos.
Yeah, I think that would be the smart moneymaker idea. Yeah.
All right. Okay, so Strickland and Chimaev.
Chimaev.
When Sean Strickland meets Khamzat Chimaev in this technical fight, let me repeat that. When Sean Strickland meets Khamzat Chimaev, is this a technical fight or just pure violence from the opening bell? It's getting heated. Strickland and Chimaev are officially on a collision course, and the buildup is already chaotic. These are two fighters with complete 2 different philosophies about how to finish their opponents. Do you agree with that? Are they 2 different fighters' philosophies?
Yeah, completely. Yeah. And this week leading up, man, I don't know if you guys have been listening, but there's been a lot of shots fired, but serious shots fired. There was one, I can't believe he did it, but Sean Strickland says, if I see Chimaev and his team in my hotel lobby, I will use my Second Amendment rights and defend myself and shoot them all.
Yeah.
Yeah. My conceal and carry in New Jersey, because apparently New Jersey is a conceal and carry state, I guess. I guess, whatever. That made a lot of people, including Dominic Cruz in the MMA community, for the first time, I've never heard this, but they're saying this fight week, they shouldn't do a face-off, these two, because it would actually be very dangerous. Like, we've seen problems in the past.
At the weigh-in, you mean?
At the weigh-ins, the face-off, just having these guys step on the same stage, we don't know what's going to happen. That's crazy. It feels tense. I'm like, man, I can't wait to see this fight, which is leading up to a crazy fight, regardless of all this BS that's going on. I like it. It's a good fight.
This is at UFC at the White House, right, this fight?
No. This is this weekend, coming up.
This weekend.
UFC coming up. It's going to be a fun one in New Jersey. It's a really good fight. Khamzat versus Sean Strickland. And I love all Sean Strickland fights because Sean is a one-of-a-kind kind of guy. He is a Philly stance brawler, and he always advances and pounds on you. Sean has, so I have underneath Charles Oliveira's face on that page. Yeah, right there. No, to the left.
Yeah, like
0 submissions, it says. In the middle. Right in the middle. Yeah, right there. So I found this, and I had to highlight that column. In all of Sean Strickland's fights, he's never had a takedown attempt by submission. So he's
nobody's attempted
to take him down, to submit him.
Because that's gay.
Yeah.
That's what he said, right?
No, he did. He's like, no, I don't go down.
No, but he chooses his fights too, right? He doesn't want to be in fights that are going to that takedowns. Like he doesn't go to the mat.
So if we look at his fight, like this guy's fought champions. Dricus du Plessis, he took the belt away from Israel Adesanya, who we thought Israel was a GOAT.
Yeah.
At one point I was saying it. I thought he was a GOAT. He just took it away from him like it was not even his business. Like it was nothing, and no one ever knew. When Sean Strickland did that day after that fight, he put himself on the map. He didn't last long with that because Dricus took the belt away from him. But he's not fought nobodies. He doesn't choose his fights. He is not afraid of fighting anybody. And Khamzat is a perfect example. He's saying, "Bring it on." Khamzat he's a wrestler. He's the number 1 wrestler. He's gonna go for the takedown. Everyone's expecting it, but this is not Sean Strickland's first rodeo. And you got to understand that Sean Strickland 9 years ago, had Khamzat in his camp. They were training together. They grew up together. Khamzat came into one of Sean Strickland's sessions that he was giving. He was giving like training sessions on how to be better on certain techniques. I don't remember what it was. And he was in he was listening to his teacher. Sean Strickland was Khamzat's teacher. So I don't think to Sean, he's just like, I know this guy. I've trained with this guy. I know what he's going to do. He's not afraid. So I think it's more of an advantage to Sean. Now, what Khamzat needs to do, and because I'm basing it on his history, Khamzat tends to really come out strong and win his fights in a strong manner when they're done quickly. If you keep Khamzat and going into the second, third round, Khamzat starts becoming deflated. He starts showing that he looks confused. He's trying to change his game plan. He can't do anything. And we've seen him get challenged like that. I think this match is going to be, two things are going to happen. They're going to come out strong. Something's going to happen. Sean's going to get tested. Multiple takedown attempts in the first round. If Sean, and I'm not saying Sean's not going to get taken down. I think Sean's going to have a 1 in this column for once. He's going to have he's going to have him on his back, but I don't think Sean's going to be stuck on the ground. I think Sean is the guy. I don't see him on the ground. He's a bear. To get him down is insane. He has this box figure with his Philly stance that just he's basically his stance is outside the box. So when you're in the box, you can get hit equally. If you're outside the box, you have to force the other guy to move into your angle to come at you, and that's where he just quick jabs. And
this guy reminds me of like a character out of Gangs of New York, let's say, you know, he's that type of look,
yes.
you know, but his
honestly,
face, his stance.
That's a good one, Steve. I see him as like in those days.
He should have been part of the movie, actually, if anything.
He is like that. He's exactly, he's just
damn immigrants.
No, but I'm very curious to see how technical this fight's gonna go. If Khamzat's gonna keep it technical, because Sean is just gonna. He's a brute force, Sean. He's just gonna keep advancing, and Khamzat is gonna have to like show some fatigue eventually. If he can't take him down, what's Khamzat's next move? He's a wrestler. He's not a strike. He's not a kickboxer. Israel could have done it against Sean because he kept a distance from Sean, but Sean was just constantly at him, and that's what fatigues guys when you're just getting pushed back, and you're the champ. You want to control the middle of the ring. You want to be the guy with pushing the other guys back on the fence. You want to you stand in the middle. You can't do that with Sean. Even if you want to, he's always taking a step front, and you're like, next thing you know, your back's on the cage and you can't do anything about it.
So then in that case, you're thinking more he's gonna win this.
Everyone's calling Chimaev is like by far the favorite in this fight.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say Sean's gonna win.
Ooh.
Yeah, I'm gonna pull the underdog on this one. I think Sean's gonna take this one.
Okay.
I think
you gonna put some
Sean
money on it?
Is. If I do, I love betting on underdogs.
Yeah.
That's the only ones I bet on. If I see a good underdog fight, I'll bet on it. I might bet. You know what? I think I'm gonna bet on this one.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Oh shit.
I'm gonna bet on this one.
Oh shit.
Okay.
Close the house.
Yeah. Baby, we're going to motel.
All right, so your final thought, it's not going to be a technical fight. It's going to be pure. Oh, no, you said it's going to be a technical fight, not
It's
pure
going to be
violence.
technical, but it's going to be violent. It's going to be
it's a bit of both.
Yeah. It's going to be
from column A, I bet from column B.
Well, it's like I said, it's going to start out technical. He's going to try to size him up. He's going to try to take him down. There's going to be a lot of there's not going to be an all-out war in that first round. Sean is not that stupid. There's a championship fight. He knows that if he can, his advantage is to take it long. Chimaev, his advantage is to take it short. You don't want to be fighting for 25 minutes with Sean at your face, boxing you backwards. You don't want to do that. So take him down, wrestle him, make him submit, do what you got to do. If you can't do that, well, you cross your fingers and you hope for the best. Yeah.
All right, our last topic. This one's going to be easy, the intro, because there's no names. Good. Is the UFC turning this into a historic fan moment, or is this starting to feel more like a spectacle than a sport? The UFC's White House event just got even crazier. Rumors of 85,000 free tickets for a massive watch party from across the White House. This is shaping up to be unlike anything the organization has ever done. Really, free. 85,000 tickets. is this just?
Well, first of all, let's talk about why free. Why do we talk about this is not the first time we do this every week. We talk about how cheap the UFC is, how they don't pay their fighters, they don't do anything, and now they're putting 85,000 people in free seats.
I think it's because
what's their advantage to that?
Well, it's Freedom 250, so it's the 250th birthday of America, right?
Mm-hmm.
So maybe it's more like a gift.
You think
people?
President Trump is paying for the bill on this? I wonder. I wonder taxpayers if they're getting a hit on.
I think Dana White's getting a big tax break, so that's why he doesn't mind losing.
Yeah,
I think TKO is they're gonna clear off some debt from or something. I don't know what, but I'm sure there's. It's to make the president happy. It's to give his MAGA followers that probably wouldn't be able even to afford these tickets, right? So you can have. I'm sure there's gonna be like a lot of MAGA supporters at this event. So that's
85, 84, 85. That's a lot of people when you think of it, right?
Like how much does a normal
soccer
event?
Stadium? No, it's more than a soccer stadium.
But on the opposite spectrum, like if you want to be part of like the actual close,
7,000 on the front lawn.
No, I heard like freaking some of the tickets are like $1.5 million.
Oh, you're talking about the price of those front lawn tickets.
Yeah.
Oh, that yeah. Those tickets are. That's what I'm saying.
7,000 is how many seats there are in the front lawn.
There's 7,000 seats they're going to put around the ring, so it's going to be like this small around on the front lawn. So that's already 7,000 people that are going to worry about security on that, and we can talk about the security after. But across the street, which is at the Eclipse, I'm not even sure what this Eclipse place is, but it's going to hold 85,000 people. Like whatever it is.
They're not even going to be on the property.
No, it's across the street. Yeah,
the 85,000 tickets are like
right.
Not even
it's not on the lawn. No, it's not 85,000 people on the White House lawn. No,
that's what I was thinking. I was like, how do we pull this off?
But you're still bringing it, and I don't know if you guys been to Washington, but anywhere around the White House is heavy. Like it's you feel like you're walking in the Vatican. But like where no cars are allowed to roam and stuff, because like the streets are just heavily like controlled. Yeah. There's those pillars that are always going up and down. Like it's just to control traffic because you can't have too many cars flowing at the same time. Washington's one of these weird cities when it comes to that. So I'm like, what kind of a mess it's going to be? I was there and plain day, there was nothing going on, and I can count 6 snipers on the buildings around me. You see them because it's normal, and this was pre-2001, September 11th.
Really?
So imagine, I went there before September 11th, and it was crazy like that. I can't imagine what it would be now.
Oh my gosh!
With Trump in the administration, especially, it's like, anyways,
yeah. But now it makes sense. I was thinking, how are you going to fit 85,000? And the security would be a disaster. But okay, they're not even on the property; they're outside the White House. Okay, got it.
But that's crazy, Steve. You were saying how much?
1.5 mil
for a ticket?
Yeah,
makes sense.
And like I don't know, there's some perks to this, of course. Like
you get to give a handshake to the president.
I don't know. I'm sure we can maybe try and find the information there.
I'm wondering who's pricing these tickets. Like, is it one of these like Trump is like, with $5 million get you a visa or something in the country, or one of those like gold cards?
It's going to be billionaires. It's going to be billionaires sitting around, and people that are close to Trump that are going to be in those seats, or like big.
I wonder if it's going to be Saudis, any TKO or. Like what kind of money?
I think it's going to be big, influential people that support Trump are probably going to get to sit in the front row seats and stuff like that.
Yeah,
so basically, it's going to be just going to be a bunch of white old geezers around the thing.
So here we go. I'll tell you exactly what this says. Tickets for the UFC Freedom 250 event at the White House on June 14th, 2026 are priced at $1.5 million per partner investment package. Because it is an ultra-exclusive historic event with production costs exceeding $60 million. The high roller package includes excessive perks like floor seats and VIP access. So, I don't know what that... I don't know, it doesn't sound like as if there's much. If you ask me, for $1.5 million.
Those seats will all be sold out.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Of course.
Absolutely.
This is a political.
So it's coming up. We're in almost a month. Almost a month
already,
away.
Man.
It's crazy how quick that came.
It's going to be a televised event, right? The pay-per-view event.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Absolutely.
And the Paramount one, is it Paramount or the Netflix one? Is it that's coming out before?
Rousey
16th.
Carano?
Yeah.
It's
May
next
16th.
week.
Wow.
Next week. Rousey Carano. So we're going
No, it's May 16th.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Well,
it could be
next weekend,
yeah.
not this weekend, next weekend.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, so
Yeah, we're going to be talking about it next Thursday. We're going to do a little run up because there's a few cards on there that are going to be interesting. Keep people posted
Nate
on.
Diaz, man.
Yeah, Nate Diaz, Francis Ngannou, Ronda Rousey.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
Some 3 good fights right there. That's worth watching. Just those 3 fights.
And did they announce how much these guys are making or what?
I think Ronda said that like the
I know Diaz hinted like $10 million or
no,
something.
Ronda was like, she made some crazy comparison, like the lowest paid fighter on this Netflix is still making more money than someone that could be making a main card in the UFC. I think there was a comparison of 40,000 or 60,000. She says, she's like, I mean, you're still not getting paid under 60,000, which is crazy because UFC contracts, I've heard 15, 20, 30,000. It's like, where are you going 30,000? You got to pay your fight camp. I mean, you got to survive. And then you're not fighting the week after. You're off for 2-3 months.
Yeah,
so you got to recover. You got to train for the next one. I mean, your head can take only so much damage. But this is going to be it's going to be fun. I don't know if you want to go back into the assets. I showed the because in the question it was like, is it going to be like, is it a show? What's going on here? And they did face-offs, so I got the Alex versus Cyril face-off. I mean, just to see this, the way it's like, what? They're on the grass. What's going on here? Like, I'm like,
it's not as
how do we have such good production? And I'm looking at this picture, and it looks like my sister took the picture, and I'm like, what's going on here? Why is he in a tan suit though?
Is this where it's going to be in front of this and on this side?
Right
on
right on that lawn, exactly. And then I put also did the Ilya Topuria face-off for Justin. Which is actually insane. If you notice here, look at Justin's shoulders. They're a bit taller than Ilya. Everyone thought Ilya was a tall guy.
He's not.
I dwarfs him, yeah.
Justin is, and that's going to be interesting because Justin is...
Oh, let's show the belt. It's true. Let's show the belt.
Gaethje is one of my top 3 favorites. Just absolute brawler. Goes into the ring. We've talked about the Max Holloway UFC 300 knocking him down.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Pointing at the middle of the ring. Just... I get goosebumps thinking of Gaethje. These are guys that go up the top of the list for me.
So what's this belt gonna be? Gonna be the?
It's you know what I see this belt as? It's the equivalent of the BMF belt, the baddest motherfucker belt. It's
okay,
just
but
a
then
belt.
when someone fights for it in the future, they're gonna be the.
I don't think no one's gonna fight
freedom?
for it. I don't think they're gonna fight for it. I think they just get.
This
the
is
belt.
just a one-time belt thing.
I think so.
You don't have to defend it in the future or nothing. It's a cool belt.
I don't know. Well, how would you I mean, Ilya's already a champion. Was he going to defend 2 belts? Like, I don't know how. I think it's just like some trophy, or you know what? Maybe it's just Trump that keeps it. I wouldn't be surprised if Trump's like, guys,
just a gift for Trump.
This doesn't even leave my desk. This is actually mine.
Probably.
I'm too good. Like his very.
I think Trump's going to wear it that night. He's going to wear it that night.
He's going to come to the ring wearing it.
I got me a belt.
I don't know.
These men right here.
These are the best men.
I just want to mention quickly, I'm surprised this is still going through, considering what happened a week or 2 weeks ago when a shooter implemented the...
That's insane. Did you see the footage?
The White House correspondent dinner, yeah. Just came running in with a shotgun or a rifle or something.
Were they in a? Where were they? They were.
They're at a hotel like a Sheraton or a Hilton or something. Apparently, there was like barely no security.
And there was like other receptions elsewhere, and there was no security dividing. It's like going to a wedding reception, and there's a wedding next door,
pretty much.
And you're like, oh, let me just go crash that wedding. It was something like that. It was.
Yeah, you have people like on hot mics saying, could you believe the security? Or there was like no security. And then funny enough, that happened. And then next week or the day after, Trump is talking about that. See, this is what happens when you don't have a ballroom. If we had a ballroom, this wouldn't have happened. Now he's asking for $400 million.
For a ballroom.
And now they're asking for $1 billion. I remember when he said when his ballroom first started
Yeah,
building, it's paid for. Americans don't have to pay for it, right? Didn't he say that?
Yeah.
It's private donors. All of a sudden, they're asking for $1 billion for this freaking ballroom. Unbelievable.
Meanwhile, he was trying to investigate Jay Powell over there.
Yeah.
Anyways,
that's not that type of show.
I know, right?
All right, guys. Thank you so much for tuning in. Can't wait to break down more UFC moments in the next episode. Until then, stay fired up and keep loving the fight.
Peace.
Have a good night.